Hello. Today I'm going to read the next section of Napoleon and Josephine by Francis Monaco, and we are on chapter 4, the honeymoon part, so let's get started. And my edition is page 106, so your edition might be different or stuff like that, but I'm going to read it. General Bonaparte was dreaming of love and making war. At sight of this young general marching under the triumphal arch. Hold on. Why do I always have that? Oh, yeah. Okay. At sight of the young general marching under the triumphal arch of Milan's Portia Ramona, wrote Stenzel, it would have been difficult for the most experienced philosopher to divine the twin passions that ruled his heart. His strategy for the Italian campaign had struck the former Minister of War, Bartholomew Skinner, as the work of a madman, such as could only be executed only by a mere madman. It was the strategy of a military genius, such as could be executed only by a military genius. A lightning fast strike upon the Austrians, the Sardinians. Yeah. And the Platamarns, with their 2-1 numeral superiority, climaxed by capture of 21 enemy flags by Montello, Melicino, and Montegovi by April 23rd, and concluded by the Shrestko Armistice on April 28th, with Junto and Murat off to Paris shortly afterwards to deliver the treaty's terms to their direct territory. Murat arrived in Paris by carriage with Joseph Bonaparte on May 6th.
Look at this!
Yeah, that's so cool.
See, the Santa hat!
Yeah. A few hours after Murat, who had galloped in ahead with a shortcut through Turnit and the Alpine passes. On May 9th, at the Luxembourg Palace, Junot made the official presentation of the battle trophies to the directors, according to the article in the next day's Mossiker. The Minister of War made the official acceptance speech in an eulogy of the young General Bonaparte, who had won immortality in a few days' time. The sound of martial music further stimulated the enthusiasm of the crowds, who burst into cries, "Long live the Republic!" It was one of the loneliest days of May, as the poet Arnaud saw it. His eyes were focused primarily on his friend Josephine, who was standing on the platform nearby, between Madame Talent and Madame Chateauroux. Each of the three in the costume best calculated to set off a particular type of beauty, all three with garlands of flowers in their hair. The 3 months of spring one might have thought them gathered together to feat the victory. Young Lori Permont, the daughter of Napoleon's courtesan friends, had eyes mainly for dashing colonel Fremont, little dreaming that the hero would one day ask her hand in marriage. Juna at 25 was a handsome figure, in his magnificent hustler's uniform. She was to remember, and not a little proud to give his arm at the conclusion of the ceremony to 2 such glamorous creatures, Madame Bonaparte on his right, as a bewildered wife, in his commanding general, and Madame Talent on his left. As they went down the staircase of the Luxembourg, the immense crowd pushed and jostled for a closer view. "Look, there's Bonaparte aide de camp, and there's his wife. How pretty she is! Long live General Bonaparte! Long live citizen Bonaparte! She brings us luck!" And yes, yes, shouted one coarse, fat market woman. "She's Our Lady of Victories, Notre Dame de Victory." The name of the Rue Chateaubriand was changed to match Rue de la Victory, and was immediately clogged with pedestrian and carriage traffic. The people of Paris, personal friends and acquaintances, government, military officers, officials, financiers, spectators, all of Paris flocking there to salute the rising star, the meteor in the national firmament. And no one ever knew better than this general's lady how to accept tribute gracefully to acknowledge the vibrance and salutes of the throng, the formal speeches, the presentations of ceremony swords and laurel crowns. Throughout the weeks of April and May, with each new bulletin from Italy, with every fresh victory from that front, Our Lady Victories was feasted in Paris between the feasts and the visits to modesties to select and fit the gowns in which to make her grand entrance at these feasts. She no longer had time to visit the children's school in Saint Germain, or to complain by letter. "I suppose it is that the general's victories that keep you from coming, if that is what deprives me of my chère petite maman's visits. I'll start hoping for an end to victories." Hortense's dear little mother could scarcely find time to answer her daughter or her husband. The latter was more infinitely more difficult to pacify, becoming daily more important, petulant, and reproachful of her neglect. But there can be no chore more difficult than replying to love letters when one is not oneself in love. His lyric expression of passion embraced her, made her uneasy. All very flattery from a lover. was slightly ridiculous from the husband, funny from her point of view, which was that of her cynical, ultra sophisticated 18th century social world. She had made a marriage of convenience, but she was discovering that the torrent of his love for her was not to be diverted or dammed up by her indifference.
See the Santa hat!
Yeah,
Oh.
or or discouragement. That torrent would engulf her and carry her off to Italy if she did not soon find some firm rock to which to cling. Both Murat and Janet had been bearers of urgent messages to her from the general. Both were under orders not to return without her. Until this time, Barris, Cornet, and the other directors had agreed, a fact for which she had been grateful, that theater of war was no place for a woman. Only a mad courtesan would have suggested. But in mid-May, Cornet had been obliged to yield to the hero's pressure, writing him on May 21st. The Directory, which had thus far opposed the departure of the citizens Bonaparte in the fear that her husband's attention to her would distract him from his duty to glory and to the nation, agreed with her that she should not set out until after the capture of Milan. That city is now yours, and we of Directory offer no further objection to her joining you. We hope that the moral of Venus, with which she will crown you, will not detract from the laurels with which victory has adored you. At that point, General Murat was enlisted to advise General Bonaparte that his wife was pregnant and not well enough to undertake so long a journey. Yet Murat's letters were written on May 9th, the very day of the Luxembourg victory celebration, at which the stellar performance, the one featured by every Paris newspaper, had been hers. And that same week, she and Madame Talleyrand had been seen making the rounds of the gayest Champs-Élysées dance halls, with none other than Murat acting as proud escort to these two most celebrated of all partisans, a fact that would give rise to gossip and to trouble later. Was Josephine so flighty, so foolish, as not to realize that her husband would hear of these public Paris activities at a time when she was supposed to be languishing? Was she so reckless as to take no warning from his dagger of Othello letter? No, Othello is definitely my favorite Shakespeare, but yeah. Or did she not even read those letters of his, not trouble to decipher them, but merely glance through the ink-spotted pages and tuck them away into a desk drawer with the intention of trying to make them out later, some other day when she had just a little more time? If so, they flooded in so fast that she could never catch up with her reading. Corsair after corsair from Italy came pounding fists up the Rue de la Victory driveway with letters for Josephine before going out to the Luxembourg to deliver official dispatches to the directors. By the end of May, the main Austrian forces had retreated into the Caro to await reinforcements while maintaining a center of resistance at Maneta. General Bonaparte availed himself of the opportunity to make forays against the Vietnam Republic at Ver, Ver, Verona, but he was back in
Yeah.
Milan by June
Now,
11th.
Mommy,
Uh-huh.
if we just go, well, over here, that means if we go here, we can go over here.
Yeah, that's true. In the hope that his wife was on her way, Josephine, he wrote, Where will this letter reach you?
This way.
If at Paris, then my despair is certain that you no longer love me, and all that is left for me is to die. No respite, no hope. I respect the immutable law of fate, which has heaped glory upon me only to emphasize my personal misfortune. I shall accustom myself to this new state of affairs, but never to that of no longer esteeming you. No, it is not possible. My Josephina is on her way. She loves me at least a little. Such a pledge of love cannot have been dissolved in 2 months' time. I hate Paris. Women, love. I am in a dreadful state of mind, and your conduct. But should I reproach you? No. Your conduct is as fate decrees it. So lovable, so beautiful, so sweet. How could you be the instrument of my despair? The bearer of this letter for you is Prince Sarbelloni, the grand souvenir of this land, who goes as deputy to Paris to present his homage to the government. Embrace your lovely children for me. They write me charming letters, since I must no longer love you. I love them the more. Despite fate and honor, I shall love you all my life. Tonight I have reread all your letters, even the one written in your blood. What emotions they have aroused in me. On June 14th, he wrote from headquarters to Tortano to apologize for the letter of the 11th. Ever since the 18th of February, June 6th, that my dearest Josephina, I have been expecting you. I actually believed you had arrived in Milan. I rushed there from the battlefield at Borghetto, hoping to find you. I have found you not. A few days later, a courier brought me word that you had not yet set out from Paris, but he brought me no letters from you. Sorrow crushed my soul. My emotions were never moderate. Drowning in sorrow, I wrote you in terms perhaps too violent. If my letters have hurt you, then I shall be inconsolable for life. Having crossed the Tinaco, I came to Tortanto to wait for you. Day after day, I waited vainly. Finally, 4 hours ago, there came that scrap of a letter to break the news to me that you are not coming. I made no attempt to describe my dismay when I learned that you are ill, that there are 3 doctors in attendance, that you must be in danger since you cannot write to me yourself. Since the moment I read that message, I have been in indescribable state. Yeah, I must know, first of all, that you forgive me the mad, insensible letters that I've written you. If you are well enough to reason, you will realize that the ardent love which fills me perhaps unbalanced my mind. I must have assurance that you are out of danger. My darling, make your health your first concern. Let nothing interfere with your convalescence. You are delicate, frail, ill, and this is the hot summer season, the long journey. On my knees I beg you, do not risk a life so precious. No matter how short life is, 3 months will somehow pass. 3 months without seeing each other. I tremble, my dearest. I dare not think of the future. It is a horror, not that my only hope of consolation has been snatched from me. I do not believe in the immortality of the soul. If you die, I shall die immediately, a death of despair and annihilation. Murat tries to convince me that your malady is not grave, but you do not write to me. It is a month since I received a letter from you. You are tender, sensitive, and you love me. You are struggling between illnesses of doctors and conscience, far from the ones who will snatch you from illness, from the arms of death itself. If your illness continues, perhaps obtain permission for me to come to see you for 1 hour. In 5 days I can be in Paris, and on the 12th day back with my army. Without you, I can be of no value here. Let him who will seek glory, let him who will serve his country. My soul is suffering in this exile, and when my beloved suffers, ails, I cannot coolly calculate victory. I don't know how to express myself, what line of conduct to follow. I want to take the post-chaise and come to Paris, but honor, to which you are not insensible, holds me here, despite my heart. Out of pity's sake, have someone write to me, so that I may know the nature of your illness and what there is to fear. Our fate is a cruel one. Scarce married, scarcely united, and already separated. My tears drench your portrait. That alone remains to me. My brother does not write, doubtless fearing to tell me what he knows must utterly shatter me. 1,000 kisses. Remember that there has never been a love like mine. It will last as long as my life. Think of me, write to me twice daily. Deliver me soon from the grief which consumed me. Come quickly, but take care of your health. B. On the next day, June 15th, another letter, this time by special courier Lee Simple, with special instructions. My life is a perpetual nightmare. A fatal promotion stops me from breathing. I am no longer living. I have lost more than life, more than happiness, more than repose. I am almost without hope. I am sending you a courier. He is to stay in Paris for only 4 hours, and then to bring me your reply. Write me 10 pages. That alone can bring me a measure of consolation. You are ill. You love me. I have hurt you. You are pregnant, and I shall not see you. The thought overwhelms me. I have been unjust to you, done you injustices so many I don't know how to exasperate them. I have accused you of lingering on in Paris, and all the while you will, forgive me, my darling, the love you have inspired in me robbed me of my reason. I shall never regain it. One never recovers from that condition. My premonitions are so dire that I limit my hope to seeing you just once more, to holding you in my arms against my heart for just 2 hours and then dying together. Who is taking care of you? I imagine that you have sent for Hortense. I love that sweet child 1,000 times more for the thought that she may bring you comfort. As for me, no comfort, no rest, no hope until the courier I have sent you have returned, until a long letter you explain to me the nature of your illness and to what extent it will be illegible word. Should you be in danger, I warn you, I am leaving at once prepared. My presence will conquer the disease. I have always been able to impose my will on my destiny. Huh?
400.
What? Hey, you're eating jelly beans, so go eat some more jelly beans, Bobby. But today, I am struck down through another.
500.
The only one in all the world about whom I care, Josephina.
500.
Bobby, play your game, please. How can you go so long without writing to me? Your last letter, dearly beloved, was that of the 3rd, May 22nd, and one furthermore that hurt me deeply. I keep it nonetheless in my pocket. Your portrait and your letters are constantly before my eyes. I am nothing without you. I do not know how I managed to exist before I knew you. Ah, Josephina, had you had my heart, would you have put off leaving from the 29th to the 16th? 29 floral to 16 praisal, May 18th to June 4th. Would you have listened to perfidious friends who wished, perhaps, to hold you back from joining me? I suspect everyone. I resent all of who surround you. I counted on your departure on the 5th, May 26th. On your arrival at Malone on the 15th, June 4th. I cannot bring myself to tell you not to undertake so long a voyage in this heat, not at least. If you have not come to the decision to make the trip, travel by short days' journey. Write me at every stop along the way and send your letters on ahead. All my thoughts are concentrated within your alcove, upon your bed, upon your heart. Your illness, that is all I think of, day and night, without appetite, without sleep, without interest in friendship, or in glory, or in country. Thou alone, and the rest of the world has no reality for me. If it had been annihilated, I value honor only because you do, victory only because it gives you pleasure. Otherwise, I would have abandoned it all to come and throw myself at your feet. Sometimes I tell myself I am alarmed without reason. She has already recovered. She is leaving. She has already left. She may already be in line. Vain imagination. You are in your bed, suffering, more beautiful, more fascinating, more adorable than ever. You are pale. Your eyes are even more lavishing. But when will you be well again? If one of us had to be ill, could it not have been I? More robust and more stalwart. I could better have withstood illness. Destiny is cruel. She strikes me through you. There is some small consolation in the thought that though fate may have the power to make you ill, no power can force me to live on without you. When you write, dearest, assure me you realize that I love you with a love beyond the limits of imagination, that every minute of my life is consecrated to you, that never an hour passes without my thinking of you, and that I never thought of another woman, that they are all, in my eyes, lacking grace, wit, and beauty, that you alone and all of you, as I see you, as you are, only you can please me, absorb the facilities of my soul, that you pervade my soul to its farthest reaches, that there is no corner in my heart into which you do not see, no thought of mine which is not subordinate to you, that my arms, my strength, my mind are all yours, that my soul lives in your body, and that the day upon which you should change or cease to live would be the day of my death, that the world is beautiful only because you inhabit it. If you do not realize and believe all of this, you do not love me. A magnetic fluid flows between persons who love each other. You know very well that I could never bear your taking a lover, much less seriously suggest one to you. To see him and to tear out his heart would be one thing, one and the same thing. And after that, if I could ever bring myself to raise my hand against your sacred person, no, I never could. But I would depart a life wherein all that I know is as virtues have deceived me. But I am sure and proud of your love. These misfortunes are the trials whereby the force of our passions is mutually revealed. A child, adorable like its mother, will see the day and be so fortunate to spend long years in your arms. Unfortunately, that I am. I would be satisfied with one day there. 1,000 kisses upon your eyes, upon your lips, upon your tongue, upon your seed. Wonder what that is. My adorable wife, what is your power over me? Am I ill? Am I ill of your illness, burning with your fever? Do not hold this simple in Paris more than 6 hours. Then let him return immediately to bring the cherished letter from my souvenir. And in the event that the commander's souvenir could not or would not reply, Lee Simple carried in his pouch a letter of the commander's brother Joseph, a plea in the name of our blood bonds and a tender friendship to write to me. Tell me the truth. Reassure me about my wife's condition. Lavish your cares upon my Josephine, the first woman I have ever loved, and whom I loved to destruction. And another letter to be delivered at Luxembourg to borrowers, beginning formally as a notification of the pension of the Kingdom of Naples, and the papal states for armistice terms, but ending informally on a personal, confidential note. I hate women. I am in despair. My wife does not come. She must have a lover who is holding her in Paris. The words are etched in the memoirs of Bonaparte's friend, General Monmouth, a former elite military classmate who was with him last week in June at Tortona. His wife's continual postponement of her departure torments him grievously, says Marmont, and he begins to show symptoms of jealousy and of superstition, which was a marked trait of his character. One morning during the inspection tour of the Pierre Montez stronghold, in which I accompanied him, the glass of the portrait of his wife shattered in his hand. His face turned so white as to alarm me, and his reaction was distressingly to behold. Marmont, he said, my wife is either ill or unfaithful. Interesting. I'm excited to see what happens next. And I forgot to show a picture. There is an actual picture of the letter. Let me kind of get this one. This one is the letter. Right here. It's the original letter right there. Kind of cool picture. And this one says, my life is a perpetual nightmare. Napoleon's letter to Josephine chilling her for not answering his letter, and it's translated on page 112, which is right here. Right here. And this was a long letter. It's just so interesting. So I'm excited to see where this goes, because this is definitely a true story, and really excited to see where it goes. It seems like Napoleon is very easily upset. Like, he also accused her, she might be ill, or she might be unfaithful, or cheat on me, basically. And I'm just like, she's definitely ill. If she cannot come, she's ill. I mean, yeah. But I'm excited to continue on. And yeah, if you like this video, please subscribe down the button. There's a red notification. Hit that notification bell. And if you like me reading, and stuff, and this one definitely going to take a while, but it's okay. Click the like button or the not like button, because yeah, either way, just I would rather you click the like button if you like this. And yeah, make sure you see the next video I do, and stuff like that. And I hope you have a great bookish day, and happy reading. Bye!